I stopped drinking alcohol for 3 months, and this is my journey. Before I dive into all the amazingness and how awesome I feel right now, I'll just like to start with what made me suddenly stop drinking. I got into a healthy relationship a while back with my beloved boyfriend and started to generally cut down on a lot of unhealthy habits since we're very happy and fulfilled. One day, my boyfriend told me that he decided he did not want to drink in his life ever anymore. And it was just a fun tag-along session, so I decided to also not for maybe a bit. And initially I thought just a month or two, but now it's been more than 3 months, and literally I've never regretted or looked back. Before I touch on how I generally do better and healthier, let me take you guys on my journey with alcohol for the past 7 years of my life. Why I started to drink from a very young age. For starters, I always knew I never really liked the taste of it. But I made myself like the practice of alcoholism, as I was told since young that it was the essential IT product for social networking, social events, etc. What made me so drawn to it was the feeling, the tipsiness. Well, I mistook it for high and dopamine, when in reality for me, I realized it was only just a delusion. Alcohol started to take control over me. It's funny how we let things control us instead of us controlling things. But unconsciously, I let it. And I had to pay the price. Some may say that I just had low alcohol tolerance, but I'll tell myself I'll only take 3 or 4 glasses. Many times, I end up stuck in the high and losing momentum, losing my valuables, injuries, sleeping with contact lenses and my makeup on. Blackout nights were the worst nights for me. It was crazy. I couldn't even remember what I did at 7 p.m. and I would have friends and family telling me how drunk I was. It was very embarrassing and sometimes even dangerous. I also got stuck to the same miserable cycle. Some people really enjoy the drunk and blackout part. For me, I despised it. I bet that majority of people who drink on their everyday lives do relate to this habit. It's a habit that we get caught up in. Very often I struggle with the feeling of guilt and asking myself not to drink so much anymore next time, since I wake up the next day hungover and feeling more miserable than yesterday. However, I couldn't find a better reason to be awake and kept going back to the same toxic cycle, as I wasn't strong enough mentally to deal with my thoughts and emotions most of the time. I also thought that life would be more meaningful with alcohol since it brought me so much fun and light and friendships. But was it worth the chase? Here's the aftermath, the positive changes that were brought to my life. The 3 months aftermath felt surreal. I feel like a completely different person. I feel like a completely different version of myself. A reborn version in a totally positive way. A lot of the time and energy wasted on being wasted are now being sober and establishing real moments that I could truly put into my memory bank. I had more space to reflect and process. I also feel much more calm and peaceful. Performance was also more productive and focused. The best gift I got out of this, most importantly, I realized I could still achieve all of the happiness, fun, and joy I used to think that alcohol brought me without needing to physically consume it. It's all a perception. I realized everything is how you choose to feel and what you portray yourself to be. I decided that the most genuine and happiest me was the me that I choose to be, not the me that others wanted to see. I stopped being afraid of what other people would think when I didn't show up for parties or when I chose to drink lemon water instead of champagne. I stopped relying on that short-term relief to numb my senses. Now, without alcohol, I could 100% be more focused on my goals, and even when I'm socializing with friends, that happiness and authenticity is full price. I never had to worry anymore if I said anything less or more because the alcohol kicked in my conversations. Everything was purely out of my mindful and conscious self. and that way it reciprocates. Friendships and relationships became more down to earth, meaningful, and we could connect to each other deeper. All was in my head. Everything I thought I was going to lose, I gained even more. I had people telling me I looked fresher. My friends say that I seemed brighter without my dark circles because I stopped staying out late and I just slept a lot earlier because I don't drink anymore. Generally, I just bloomed and blossomed. And the best part also is when you are better, you show up better. Now, would I go back to it? Not anytime soon because I really just don't see the why anymore. Not saying that drinking is necessarily bad, but I just don't think it brings enough value or benefit to me for now. And comparing the pros and cons, the ROI is not too high. I'd rather just save my quota for more good food and maybe just drink so many different beverages instead, and more clear-headed memories. If alcohol has took a toll in your life and you're wondering if you can do without it, or even better, or you just simply want to experience a more clear-minded version of yourself, I strongly encourage you to try it for a month or so or even more and see how different your mind and body feels. It's like free therapy. It'd be cool to hear what different experiences people do have. Since life is always about experiments, why not just give it a shot? I don't think that we ever need anything anyway to start with. It's the world that convinced us that we did anyway. To me, we're all scientists and life is all about experiments. On my channel, I talk about self-growth and life lessons, about experimenting to be better, happier and healthier people. So I'd love for us to tag along this journey together. I upload twice weekly, so do stay tuned for more. See you guys soon. Good vibes always. Bye!